Hello, Micholians. For you guys who are listening to TEDxYouth at MCH now, I'd like to ask you some question. What do you think you'll be doing 30 or 40 years from now? I think many of you who are listening to my speech will have a lot of dreams, such as being a lawyer, producers, government officials, entrepreneurs, etc. Many people might dream of a beautiful future where we can make a lot of money by working hard and spend our money for ourselves or for our society. However, I think that my life 40 years later will be like the painting you see now. Like this painting, I'd like to spend as much money as I can without working so hard, and also I'd like to daydream about what's going on in the world. Sometimes I'll go out for a walk and travel around the world. Do I seem to live with too optimistic outlook? Some people might be suspicious if my dream is to be a building owner, or you may think that 40 years are too early. However, I'd like to cautiously predict that in the near future, almost everyone will be able to live like this. In fact, the picture you see now is an imaginary drawing by people in the past who imagined the lives of people today in the 21st century. It seems like a dream for us who are stuck in school every day, but I'm beginning to think that the world where everyone can only focus on consumption and achieve what they want could come soon. The fourth industrial revolution. I'm sure you've heard of this word, but I'm not sure many of you know what actually the fourth industrial revolution means and when it will come to us. Simply put, the fourth industrial revolution means that the material world that we can see, feel, and touch is entering a digital world that we cannot see, feel, and touch. Let me give you an example. These days, many apartments have an Internet of Things service, IoT as you know, that adjusts the interior lights. When we fall asleep, the lights automatically turn off, and when we have to wake up, the lights automatically turn on. We no longer have to use our physical strength to turn the lights on and off, and it's because that the process of turning the lights on and off is completely moved to the digital world, words of bits, which consists of zeros and ones, and digital information. Including the IoT technology, a modern information technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data technology, quantum cryptography, and much more are going to accelerate this shift. But there is a problem here. If the objects that existed in the atomic world are completely moved to the digital world, human labor is no longer necessary. So far, we've considered an ant, a hardworking ant in the story of the ant and the grasshopper, a desirable human image. People have considered it the most righteous life to work hard to contribute to the productivity of our society, to receive money in return for labor, and to consume it. People taught their children to work hard and become great people, and also they demanded that their children have the job that is the main body of the production. But, as I mentioned briefly earlier, human labor after the fourth industrial revolution does not have any power or meaning. Unlike the society where human labor has intervened to produce something, digital environment will allow us to have enormous number of explosive productivity while minimizing human labor with this. Of course, copy and paste is a simplification of modern information technology from our perspective, but many scholars actually predicted that in the near future, this kind of process can be possible with copy and paste process and digital technology. With the infinite potential of reproduction of things, human productivity will explode, and we don't know when this increase will come to us because modern technology is based on uncertainty. However, humans cannot consume things produced by explosive production. It is our obsolete life that we've engaged in consumption activities by working hard and earning money from labor. However, now that our physical labor has become useless, people without income cannot actively participate in consumption process. Simple labor will disappear completely very soon, and so-called white-collar job will be fully replaced by digital technology. Goods will be overproduced, and there will be not enough people to consume them. This situation reminds us of the 1929 Great Depression. Perhaps the economic turmoil due to the paradigm shift of the fourth industrial revolution may bring more negative consequences than the 1929 Great Depression. So, will capitalism collapse? Should we just watch our society enter the path of the destruction as productivity explodes and our consumption shrinks? Do we, who are studying languages in Mitchell Foreign Language High School, should sink into the abyss of the time? I don't think so. And I can tell you that in the near future, our society should move from the words of ants to the words of grasshopper. Today, our society is buried in the value of sacred labor, which means the belief of you cannot earn money if you don't work hard. But in the midst of the invisible wave of the fourth industrial revolution, there is no difference in value between people who have accumulated a lot of money by working hard and them who have not accumulated a lot of money because of the lack of opportunity for labor. We must now break the belief that non-labor human cannot live on and acquire wealth. Everyone should be able to live on basic income as consumption player of consumption, not player of labor. It will be the first and the most important role of the government and the transnational agency to provide with a basic income so that they can live as consumer. People can contribute to capitalism without working hard. You should not have to be an ant and should be able to be a grasshopper. At this point, I'd like to ask you again, what do you think you'll be doing 30 or 40 years from now? Thank you for listening.